NHL ice will be used at the Beijing Olympics.
Right.
So the dimensions.
Yeah.
So the Olympics were in the same as an NHL rink. They built that rink as 200 by 85.
Right.
So this is supposed to be 200 by 92.
I think we just go, it's a hybrid.
Sure.
Bigger than an NHL rink, but smaller than what European ice surfaces used to be. Or in many cases still are.
Yeah, it's
until we get exactly the Is American International College in Springfield part of the NC2A?
I don't know that.
It says it is, but never. In fact, it has the winning a championship not that long ago, so I don't think it's D1.
NCAA, no.
Can't be D1. Thank you.
Okay, so basically, I mean, in the past, the Olympic ice was 200 by 100. NHL is 200 by 85. And we're thinking this is 200 by 92? 197 by 92?
197 by 92, I think is what it is. Although, Buck, you said you saw someplace where it said 200 by 92. Yeah. All right. We'll see Claire out right away with a measuring tape.
Right. Walking it off. Let's talk about leg day. Finished 5th at the Olympics.
Yeah, lost in the quarters, didn't they?
Yeah, shootout to Slovakia.
Although I got to get into my Olympic stuff yet more.
Strauss-Mann was in net. Thank you. There we go. I can hear somebody.
There we go now. Yeah, still need myself louder. Strauss is what we said, right?
Yeah, I guess that does say Strauss.
Yeah.
R-O-W. It looks like Strohs.
Yeah. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's good for me now.
Check 1, 2. I sound like I'm ready to go.
And I can hear Dave again now, so that's good. Thank you. Sign in the bathroom. I aim to please, so please aim.
Please welcome Team USA. Tervetuloa USA-joukkue. Please welcome Team Latvia. Tervetuloa Latvia-joukkue. Teams on their respective blue lines. Thank you. Saisimme joukkueet siniviivoille.
Welcome to Tampere, day 1 of the 2022 IIHF Men's World Hockey Championship. Helsinki and Tampere, the venues for this year's event, and it gets going with Team USA going up against Latvia. A couple of games today, and then a busy weekend. 3 tomorrow and 3 again on Sunday as this championship does get underway. Dave Quinn, former head coach of the New York Rangers, in behind the bench for Team USA. He was coach of the USA squad at the Olympics. And Haris Vitalic in behind the bench for Latvia. He's been at a number of world championships. His first, though, as the head coach of this Latvian team. As USA and Latvia get set to meet for game number 1. Starting netminders for this game, it'll be Strauss-Mann who will get the start in goal for Team USA. And Elvis Merzlikins will get the call for Latvia. It's Latvia and USA. Dave Tomlinson will get this championship going.
And Latvia understands what they have to do against this United States team. And the U.S., they stumbled out of the gate last year, losing their opening game against Finland, and then rattled off a bunch of wins. So
there's a look at Strauss-Mann, who spent this past season in the Swedish league in Skellefteå. And Elvis Merzlikins in his 3rd season with the Columbus Blue Jackets. 28 years of age, 6'3", and Latvia is going to have success. He will be a key part of that. There's a look at Jacob Megna, one of the defensemen for Team USA. Captain of Team USA, Seth Jones, whose brother Caleb Jones has returned home because of an injury. There's Rodrigo Abels, the captain of this Latvian team. And for Rodrigo Abels, this is his 6th World Championship. And USA and Latvia about to get going. And this one is underway. The 2022 Men's World Hockey Championship. Merzlikins in behind his own net. He'll leave it. This gets snapped up the right side, boards out at center. Megna trying to break it up, does. And back into his own zone to regroup is Ronald Kennens. Kennens will play across ice. Zila to center, and he'll bounce this in. Jones back for USA. Jones trying to play it up the boards, waiting for it. On the near side was Carson Kuhlman, the Seattle Kraken. He'll play it back, and Seth Jones will settle things down as Team USA and Latvia starts its first change of the hockey game. Megna on for Jones, winds his way to center, snaps it in. Merzlikins out to trap it, it gets away from him. Bordeleau going after it, he'll leave it for Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk had it slither away from him and cleared out to set it no further, and Galchenyuk right back in for Team USA. On for Bordeleau. Bordeleau will jam it back for Nate Schmidt. Schmidt sends it back in behind the Latvian net. Arturs Kulda will slap it up the left side boards, gathered in at center by Bukarts. He'll let the wrister go, and the first save of the game belongs to Strauss-Mann as he got the blocker up into the high slot. And that attempted pass just got deflected away, as looking for that loose puck was big Oskars Batna. And now play whistle down on an icing call against Latvia.
Latvia strikes first as a big Jet defenseman, Nate Schmidt, one-time Canuck, out on the ice. And there we see Kristaps Sotnex. And for Latvia, they like that strike first mentality. Richards Bukarts, the wonderful offering that got Strauss-Mann into the game.
Myers off the draw, goes down to one knee. The puck centered in front of the net, and Elvis Merzlikins will gather that in as Kiefer Bellows throws that to the front of the Latvian net.
Faceoffs will be a bit of an issue for the Latvians as some NHL rostered players for the United States had a little face-off play already drawn up.
Roberts Bukarts will play this ahead, a 2-on-1. And a shot rebound, that got cleared away as the wrister from Richards Morenis got turned away by Mann. Hughes after it in behind the net. Blankenberg after it in the corner. Comes back in behind the Team USA net, gets turned over. Penalty coming on the play to Team USA. And Strauss-Mann again forced to make another good stop.
It was a turnover behind the net. That caused some confusion for the United States. And Morenis near the front of the net gets an opportunity that Mann had to be sharp on. And they're calling this.
So a high stick on the play.
Calling this on Morenis as he was forechecking in that corner and got bumped off the puck. The earlier shot from the shoulder save. But the U.S. will get the first power play of the hockey game.
Elvis Merzlikins was on his way to the bench. In fact, he made it to the Latvian bench for the extra attacker. Except the penalty was going against Latvia. Shot from the line, never got through. Some traffic in front as Merzlikins got all tied up there, got taken down by John Hayden at the line for Nate Schmidt. He'll play this across. Short side try there by Galchenyuk, and that sailed wide. Jones back for Alex Galchenyuk. Hayden to the front of the net. Nate Schmidt creeping in from the left point. And that goes off a stick, and Merzlikins will grab it and hang on to it.
U.S. working on their special teams yesterday at practice. As going to the front of the net. John Hayden some contact. Normally they'll blow that right down. Stern warning from the referee.
Referees for this game are Marian Rohac of Germany, along with Christian Wickman of Finland, and the linesmen are Jonas Merton of Germany and Simon Senek of Slovakia. That's your officiating crew for game one here in Tampere. Power play for the United States, taken by Galchenyuk. He'll play it back at the line. Nate Schmidt sailed one wide. Seth Jones jumps in from the left point. USA power play last year operated at 25%. Here's a shorthanded try. Zirkaus lets the shot go from the left side. Or Zarens rather takes that pass, and another save by Mann.
And that was a calm one too. as an all NHL power play gives up this rush, and Nate Schmidt is forcing the shot, going towards the net, but not being able to find any rebound. As Zerkals, and a nice calm glove save off the Zarens shot.
Latvia's penalty killing last year, 94.7%. It was second best in the World Championship. USA was number 1 in the penalty killing department last year. Kiefer Bellows puts on the brakes at the line, drops it back for Hughes. Luke Hughes looks for some room, plays it back for Bellows and back for Hughes. Power play continues for Team USA. Bordelot back up top for Hughes, back for Bordelot. Takes a look, plays it back at the line. Good defensive play there by Mamsic. No passing lane through that high seam. And Hughes will chase this back into his own end.
That's a tough miss of the net. You're looking for sticks in front, and Bellows with that wide shot creates that opportunity then for the U.S. to have to regroup and get back at it.
Morenis now with a dozen seconds left. Save, rebound. First Lincolns with the left pad down. Makes a couple of in-tight saves.
Well, and that's what they're going to want from him in this hockey game. That big save to keep the game scoreless. Sam Lafferty got the last chance at that puck.
4 shots on that power play for Team USA. Kutsta plays this out to center ice for Latvia. Taken by Peak. He'll play it through the middle. On it comes near side. Vinny Lettieri trying to play it back into his own end. Intercepted and right back up the ice. And a wrist shot from Krastenbergs. And that sailed wide. Cleared out through center. Trying to chase this down was Farrell. Could not do it. And the U.S. on the regroup, delayed offside. Latvia will clear the zone. In on the forecheck, Andris Zarens. Played in Austria last year. And on the regroup, the long lead pass that was intended for Krastenbergs. Gets away from him and Nate Schmidt back for Team USA. On for Jones. Jones to the line, squeezes his way into the zone, drops it back for Nate Schmidt. Schmidt looking for a shooting lane, couldn't find one. Hayton at the line lets the long shot go, turned away. And banked off the boards and all the way back, and Austin Watson will give chase back into his own end.
It's a good job defensively by Latvia. It looked like Jones had a chance to get it to the net, and then it was sent off to Nate Schmidt. So the puck's gonna get knocked out of play. The Latvians make sure those shooting lanes are shut down, and this is that great stop by Merzlikins. The second one and the third one. Stretching out that right pad, staying low, and there's some contact. I mean, if that puck goes in, you can't believe that that wouldn't get looked at.
Ed Myers, who saw some action at the end of the NHL's regular season with the Colorado Avalanche, his contract was such that he was not eligible for playoffs. So he is over here with Team USA. Icing will be the call. So we get a look at Zerkals. There's Riley Barber. Here's your old teammate.
Harris, Victor Lynch, we played together in Moncton for the Hawks in the American League, and also with the Winnipeg Jets, 93-94. Big, lanky, strong centerman, uses his size well, or at least he did.
Luke Hughes on the loose puck. Hughes gets chased back. Yeliseyev's giving pursuit, centered in front, turned away. Zila trying to get a stick on it, and this will get cleared, and unable to handle it with Smirnov's, and then it comes off the stick and up and down a play.
And again, the Latvians defensively, they lead with that stick. They get right to that stick on puck mentality, and looks like the United States have a lane, and then it's just disappearing and off a blade of a Latvian defender, and makes the job easier for Merzlikins. No shot.
643 NHL games for Alex Galchenyuk out there to take that face-off. Galchenyuk now takes the pass from Jones. Galchenyuk winds his way in, drops it back for Hayton. John Hayton will spin this back down low. Bumping in the corner there was Sam Lafferty. Stays on the loose puck, and now comes loose. Abels will play it around and taken by Yanis Yaks. His pass up the center. This makes its way into the USA zone. Kennan's going in after it. Got away from him and banked off the boards for Hayden. Elchenyuk, the pass was in behind him. Following up is Lafferty. Lafferty throws it back to the near side for Hayden. Hayden to the net, and that goes off the skates of Balsers. Back to the blue line for Nate Schmidt. A little bit of a head fake there from Nate Schmidt. Peak had it, lost it. Came outside the line, cleared back in, and offside is called. Scoreless here in period 1 in Tampere. USA and Latvia scoreless here in period number 1, 13:25 left to go. Dennis Bayak, Dave Tomlinson, our TSN crew here in Tampere. Peter Buchanan, our producer. Claire Hanna's here.
And we're all still trying to figure out the weather because it changes on a dime.
It seems to be like a lot of other places. Spring is late in arriving here. We had some rain yesterday. Kutzna back in behind his own net. A little bit of a tight turn. Jammed up the boards out through center. Zieren's trying to clear it. Couldn't get anywhere. Now it does get dumped into the USA zone, and back for it is Peak. Andrew Peak, a couple of goals for the Columbus Blue Jackets this past season. This will get chipped in, and giving chase is Riley Barber. Led Grand Rapids in goals this past season. At the line, shot deflected, score! Riley Barber gets a stick on that, and it sneaks through Elvis Merzlikins and Team USA with that all-important opening goal.
Well, this has worked back to the point, and Barber does a very good job getting his stick free at the last moment to get the USA on the board. They're just too slow to react, the Latvians are. We're talking about getting sticks in the shooting lane. This doesn't happen, and that stick is tied up at the front of the net. Just a hard shot by Peak. Just a higher deflection there, and the celebration by Barber, but I think Kiefer Bellows
off the stick of Bellows and then off the skate of Barber.
Yes, and that's him trying to battle, get his stick down to the ice, and just inadvertently off his blade. You'll take those early in the tournament.
So USA with the game's opening goal. Adam Gaudette giving chase, comes back to the line. Shot, that's turned away by Merzlikins. Hughes is after it. He gets rubbed out, and Richards Marinus will carry it back in. Dumps it across, shot, save made as Roberts Bucharts gets that in on man.
Good job to gain the line and push the US back past the tops of the circles. And that's one of the first non-clean saves by Mann. He stopped the puck, but everything else has not created a rebound to be jumped on, and this one here is found in his pads before Latvia can dig at it.
So USA out shooting Latvia 6-4 here in the early going. Megna, Jacob Megna, brother of Jason, clears it ahead, and this will get snapped in by Jones. Sharp angle. Merzlikins down on the short side makes the save. Jones on the loose puck. Seth Jones twisting and turning, gets it on for Austin Watson. Back to the line it comes for Megna. He'll put it back in behind the net. Watson lets it go. Jones tried to play it back for Lafferty. It comes off a stick and out the center. Megna back in. Bumped on the near side was Carson Kuhlman. As he takes a jolt there from Mamsic. And the puck bounced out at center. So Barber from Peak and Bellows. Peak with the shot off the stick of Bellows, off the skate of Riley Barber. Good hit in behind the net. We'll see plenty of that from Hayton and Watson and players of that ilk for Team USA. Carried back in across the line, trying to bust his way through is Rodrigo Abels. No room there. And the puck back up the ice now for Thomas Bordeleau. A little bit of room and another penalty coming up as Bordeleau gets taken down. And Marian Rohach, the referee, throws the hand up. And Team USA will go to the power play for the second time in this game as Abels will head to the box.
Latvia is just unsettled after that opening goal against, and Abels is reaching in, and the blade of his stick just gets hooked first under the arm and then across the waist of Bordeleau. So 4 shots they had, the US did on their opening power play, trying to look for one-timers off the sides.
Bronze for Team USA last year. The win over Germany in that final game sent them home with a medal. Nate Schmidt drops it off for Seth Jones. Little bump play back to the blue line. It comes cross ice in front. The play was there for Adam Gaudette. Jones redirect there by Gaudette. Gaudette in jamming at a loose puck. Archer's Kulda ties up Hayton at the side of the net. Seth Jones back for Nate Schmidt and back for Jones. Schmidt back for Jones into the slot for Gaudette. Turns and fires Nate Schmidt with the one-timer turned away. Galchenyuk after it. Galchenyuk controls back for Schmidt near side. Jones lets it go. That's off a leg. Galchenyuk on the loose puck. Back for Schmidt, back for Jones, and he rattled that one wide. Galchenyuk on the USA power play, back for Nate Schmidt. Seth Jones back for Nate Schmidt. He'll unload, and the save made by Merzlikins. Good hustle by Nate Schmidt to hold it in. Back for Jones. It's been a shooting gallery here on this power play. Another blast, and that never got through as Mamsic got in front of it. Jones, Schmidt, Galchenyuk, and a misfire. They'll do it again. Jones shot, scores! Nate Schmidt with the pass and Seth Jones with the blast that finishes it. And a 2-0 lead for Team USA with a power play goal.
The Latvian penalty killers were just dog-tired and just started giving up those one-time shots from the sides. And Seth Jones is able to sneak it right under and through Merzlikins. Stick wasn't down, and that's from 20 feet out. Good puck movement by the US, multiple shooting angles. And this one, you'd love your goaltender to be down earlier. 2-0 US.
Seth Jones, 5 goals and 51 points in 78 games played for Chicago. Initially in Nashville, picked on to Columbus. And a 2-0 lead for Team USA. So 1 for 2 on the power play. Austin Watson battled through some injuries this past season. So getting some extra playing time here at the World Championship. Morenis plays it through, collision at the line as Carson Kuhlman took his man down. And Carson Kuhlman will go to the penalty box for tripping. 2-0 here for Team USA. Slovakia leading France 1-0 in Helsinki. That one over on TSN 1. We welcome you here on TSN 4 for Latvia and USA.
Big opportunity here for the Latvians with their first power play. Their power play didn't help them out last year, just 2 power play goals. Their penalty killing you referenced earlier was spectacular, only allowing 1 last year, but they've already allowed 1 in this game.
24 chances to muster up those 2 power play goals last year. And we mentioned this earlier, the U.S. penalty kill last year, 96.4%, which was number 1 in the World Championship. But Canada, Team USA, you see lots of different faces from year to year at the World Championship. So Latvia on the power play. Rudolph's Balcers. NHL action with Ottawa and San Jose. Involved in that Erik Karlsson trade. Turned over. Seth Jones shorthanded with Bordeleau. He'll dish it off for Bordeleau. Back scores! Thomas Bordeleau with a one-handed, perhaps attempted pass. Back for Seth Jones. And it finds its way into the net. You can see the disappointment on the Latvian fans. It's 3-0.
And that's just going to have their bench wilt. Merzlikins missed this one as Seth Jones was going to take off. Good heady play to a little backhand dish, and Bordeleau can't even catch up to it. Trying to sweep it in front with one hand. Merzlikins was already leaving that post on the glove side, and another goal where the stick's not on the ice, the puck finds its way through, and when your hope was resting on your goaltender, keeping you in the hockey game, that's not what the Latvians were thinking halfway through this period, being down 3-0.
So the trifecta for Team USA: power play goal, shorthanded goal, and an even strength goal. What do we have left? An empty netter and a penalty shot.
Right.
And you run the table.
Where's Merrill Lemieux when you need him?
Krastenberg's in across the line. That play failed to materialize in a shot on goal, and it's cleared back out through center, and Kutsa back for Latvia. Krastenbergs will go after this, but play gets whistled down at the Team USA line.
So Seth Jones, who had the most points of any U.S. player on the roster, has already got a goal and assist in this tournament. The power play goal, the shorthanded assist. And he's going to log in a lot of minutes, and he did this season in the NHL, leading all players in average ice time. 10
NHL seasons already for Seth Jones. Be disappointing that his brother Caleb Jones has returned to Chicago with an injury. He will not partake in this championship. I think that would have been a little bit special for them.
Yeah, they did
in this IIHF event.
Didn't play together on the blue line in Chicago.
Shot from the line, man makes the save. Cleared out through center and down the ice, and Merzlikins will take a look, place it all the way up at center. Krastenbergs carries back in. Krastenbergs in on the attack with Richards Bukarts. Former Brandon Weeking into the slot for Yaks, the wrist shot. And Mann will make the save at the top of the crease. Hang on to that.
And that'll be the power play finished for the Latvians. And Yaks comes onto a loose puck. Good forecheck by the Latvians. Knocked out front by Bukarts. And early in this game, Strauss-Mann has just looked very comfortable, confident. I've been watching him, Dennis, as the play comes up ice, and he just seems a little nonplussed in there, like nothing's really bothering him. He had a couple of games for the U.S. at the Olympics.
Fargo of the USHL, where he played with Ben Myers, on to the University of Michigan. Played there with Bordeleau. Matty Beniers was part of that team. Owen Power was part of that team. Kennens drops it off at center for Balcers, back for Kennens. Tried to bust his way up the middle. Man comes out, snaps it out to center. Mancic on for Kennens. Kennens plays it across. Arturs Kulda dumps it in, goes in after it. Time in the National Hockey League with the Winnipeg Jets for Arturs Kulda, an Atlanta Thrashers pick. Hughes plays it out at center, and here comes Bordalo, who has the shorthanded goal. Bordalo tried to split the defense, could not. And a lead pass chasing this down was Smirnov's beyond his reach, and it's back out at center. Yeliseyevs couldn't find any room there for Latvia. Arturs Kulda back for it. Kulda stripped of the puck by Bellows. Around for Peak, tried to slip it back to the line, and Gaudette will take it back out to neutral ice. Gaudette finds a little bit of room and then runs at a racetrack and turns it over. Zierkals plays it on for Kutsta, and he'll send it, but not all the way deep, and Nate Schmidt will gather it in for Team USA. On for Peak and back for Schmidt. Kiefer Bellows with an assist in this game that on the goal that opened the scoring. On for Gaudette. Gaudette for Bellows. Short side try. Merzlikins, good save as he got to that far side post in time. Back at the line. Megna on for Jones. Rister goes wide. And settled down in behind by Denis Smirnovs.
Well, the energy level just dropped for the Latvians after their goaltender wasn't able to make some big saves for them, not only on the power play, but shorthanded, and they're going to need something to bounce their way to raise their spirits.
And raise the spirits of their fans that normally make a lot of noise, and some of the zip is even taken away from the fans. Under 5 to go here in the opening period. .458 left to go in the opening period. We'll send it back to Laura Dyken and Dave Reed. Next up for these two teams. By the way, this is Friday the 13th. Not sure if you're superstitious or not.
I've been watching where I'm walking here and staying away from cats and ladders.
USA will play Austria on Sunday, and Latvia is back at it tomorrow. The late game against Finland tomorrow night. Finland and Norway, our second game here in Tampere, yet to come. Megna plays it back for Jones. His pass up the middle, looking for Lafferty. Intercepted and cleared back. Out, deflected up through center ice, and no room there for Krastensberg. Yaks plays it back up at center. Krastensberg will play it in. And Strauss-Mann plays it up the boards. Krastensberg breaks it up, and then he gets taken down on the play by Megna. That brought a reaction from the Latvian fans. And even from the Latvian bench, Arturs Kulda will chase this back into his own end. Plays it around for Roberts Mamsic. All the way back into the USA zone. Balsers going in after it. Balsers hits his man to the backboards. That's Nick Blankenberg, 4 years at the University of Michigan for him. And a UFA with Columbus. Gaudette throws it all the way across ice. This will be taken at center. Carroll got squeezed out. And back in for Kennens. Kennens overskates it at the line, and Myers will bring it back in. Ben Myers takes it wide on Sotniak. Sotniak stays with him, and the puck loose for Kutsta. Carlos Kutsta. Some size on the back end for this Latvian team. And Luke Hughes, the biggest of the Hughes boys, gets it to the line, jams it out through center, chases a bouncing puck down to the back end for Myers, near side. And the pass was there for Riley Barber, but he was on his backhand and couldn't settle it down.
Just trying to get it back into the equipment of Merzlikins. Riley Barber looking for his second goal of the game. And off the rush, boy, Luke Hughes certainly skates like his brother Quinn. Nice eyes to get it to the slot, and just on the wrong side for Barber as he puts it back into the blue paint. Latvia is now sitting way too far back off the rush. Trying to negotiate it off that front skate. Smart play. I mean, if that goes any higher, it might just ricochet off something other than the pad of Merzlikins.
28 for Barber in Grand Rapids this past season. Back to the line for Nate Schmidt. Sends it around where it's taken by Denis Smirnovs. And now we have a player without a helmet. That is Alex Galchenyuk. And we're going to get a roughing penalty on the play to Yanis Yaks.
Latvia is not doing themselves any favors here. Battle in the front of the net.
Well, Yaks didn't like the call, and he may have a bit of a point here.
Well, when you take the other player's helmet off, I mean, he tried to make it look like he wasn't trying to do that, but that's the roughing penalty, and it was first in the IHL rulebook and now in the NHL rulebook. But if you lose your helmet out on the ice, you have to go straight to the bench. You can't go retrieve your helmet. So there was a time, Dennis, where players would purposely knock guys' helmets off, but now they've instituted a roughing penalty for that. And Galchenyuk's trying to make sure his chin strap's going to do up so he can stay out for this power play.
Plays that offside on the power play. Nate Schmidt, Seth Jones, along with Gaudette and Hayden, power play unit for Team USA. Schmidt sends a backhander, finds the seam, and Seth Jones looking for that top corner on Merzlikins.
There's going to have to be some adjustment by the Latvians on their penalty kill. They're allowing those passes out to the flank, and this is a deflection. Mamsic gets his right leg on it to help out the goaltender. There was a hint of room up over the glove.
Another face-off win, Galchenyuk for Schmidt, back for Galchenyuk. Trying to get it back to the line, and Balser's getting a stick on that. Galchenyuk plays this around. Mamsic trying to get a stick on it. Seth Jones got there first. And then as Hayden tried to play it back around the boards, it comes off a stick and makes its way up into the netting.
It's Mamsic again, getting a stick into things. And the Latvians are so concerned about that player in the middle of the slot, that bumper position, that they're staying so close and allowing the puck on the outside of the umbrella.
Andras Zarin's out to take the face-off for Latvia. Had a shorthanded chance back on the first power play of this game for Team USA. And a good save by Straussman on that attempt. And that led to some more power play time here for Team USA. Schmidt lays it down. Seth Jones looking in that high slot for Gaudette. Couldn't get a stick on it. Galchenyuk chases it down. Galchenyuk being watched there by Zierkals. Again, plenty of give and go between Nate Schmidt and Seth Jones. Schmidt on it again for Gaudette. Galchenyuk, Jones to the short side. Galchenyuk. Boy, some real good puck movement here on this USA power play. Galchenyuk wires one, that went wide. Jones, back for Schmidt and back for Jones. Gaudette. Jones wearing the C for Team USA. Down in the front looking for the stick of Hayden. Off the backboards for Galchenyuk. Jones all the way in behind Merzlikins. Centers! Never did get to the stick of Gaudette. Galchenyuk tied up there with Zierkals. And Latvia will clear.
Just impressed by the United States picking apart the penalty killing of Latvia. And as soon as they were moving around the outside, then that bumper position in the middle of the slot became open for Gaudette. And then, of course, Seth Jones, if he finds an opportunity, he'll sneak down behind the net.
Blankenberg for Bordelot. He'll send it in. Lots of attempts, but nothing down as an official shot on goal yet on this power play for Team USA. Couple missed, couple blocked. Myers will chase it, centers into the slot. Hughes with the quick shot, and Merzlikins another save. Zila plays it up the boards. Rehards Moranis sends it across, and a shot from that far side. Block, rebound, Moranis follows up. And a good save by Mann.
Looking calm under pressure. As off the rush, this is a nice smart pass into an area for Batna to get into and get that shot. Yeah, look at that ricochet off the glass and right to the slot area. Moranis, kind of a wobbly puck that he can't get enough on, does get it back towards Mann.
Oskars Batna, 6'5", 234. The biggest of the Latvian players. Austin Watson plays it behind the net. Yanis Yaks will break it up, sends it on for Kennens. Kennens will play it for Abels to the front of the net for Balsers. And Mann, another stop. As the first period comes to an end, and a good one for Team USA, and Mann a save at the buzzer to keep it 3-0.
Team Latvia 0. Tilanne ensimmäisen erän jälkeen USA 3, Latvia 0. The shots on goal in the first period, Team Latvia 9, Team USA 12. Laukaukset maaliakohti ensimmäisessä erässä, Latvia 9, USA 12. Tilanne ensimmäisen erän jälkeen USA 3, Latvia 0.
Outside the grease, outside the grease.
Guys, we're good. Hey, we're good, guys. Ho! We're good. Touch, touch. Loose, loose, loose. Go, loose. Go, good.
No hook.
Stop it, guys. Stop it. Good. Stop, stop, stop. Here we go.
Yep. It's gone. Gone. Leave it there. Yep. Can you get it down like right away? Huh? You gotta get a new helmet if you can put it on. Yeah, it's there. Just put it on. And jersey, please. Jersey as well. Jersey as well.
I had to snap it too.
Oh yeah, it was heavy. Welcome back to Tampere, Team USA and Latvia in a 3-0 lead. Some good saves in that opening period from Strauss-Mann early in that period. And then the USA got rolling. Some numbers from that opening period. USA won 16 of 25 faceoffs in that opening frame. Some big-time minutes for Nate Schmidt and Seth Jones. 9:34 for Nate Schmidt, and Seth Jones was at 9:19. Of course, a lot of that coming from the 3 power play chances that Team USA had. 8:09 for Robert Mancic, the defender for Latvia. And maybe the most interesting stat from that opening period, Dave Tomlinson. Shots were 12-9 in favor of Team USA. They missed the net 13 times.
Stick on the ice.
I wonder if it has to do with this, hybrid ice surface that they have here in this rink versus a regular NHL rink. Your angles are just a little bit off. Taking those one-timers from the sides of the circles.
So the second period gets going. Magna from the line. Save made. Merzlikins. Puck is loose. Team USA controls. Bordeleau sends it back. Jones the shot. Couldn't drive that one through. And Ronald Kennens is on it. Kennens looking for Balsers. This is the line that combined for that late chance in the opening period. Shot, score! A wrister from Lafferty to the far side. And a 4-0 lead for Team USA.
Boy, it hasn't been the night for Elvis Merzlikins. An onslaught early in this second period, and Lafferty, as he's cutting to his forehand after the turnover of the neutral zone, uses the defenseman as a bit of a screen, but Merzlikins would normally get that with the blocker. He's deep in his blue paint. Lafferty's just trying to get an angle to get the shot through. I think he was surprised as anybody who beat him cleanly up top, and 4-0. Didn't see this coming this early for Latvia, and you and I were thinking maybe the backup goaltender Arturs Silovs would start this period while he might not be that far away.
Well, they do play again tomorrow, so I would suspect that the call is up to Elvis Merzlikins when he thinks that he's maybe had enough in this game, but we'll see what happens as this second period continues. Pass up the middle, that's deflected on and off the stick of Andrus Zarins. And the USA will regroup. Nate Schmidt was charging up the right side. The defenseman looking to join the attack, but the pass never got through. Zarins sends it back into the corner. Rehards, Bucharts had it get away from him, and Hayden will carry it back. Bounces it in. So Lafferty from Magna, the scoring play for the United States. Hughes in from the line, poked away, and it will make its way all the way out at center. Ben Myers got into 5 games with Colorado. Chance in front of the net, and Merzlikins makes a good save as this pass got through for Kiefer Bellows.
Myers head up, gaining some speed, and then with this going towards the net, Bellows is unchecked. Merzlikins gets over in time. There's nobody else to grab that rebound but the goaltender in his glove. But we had talked earlier that if the Latvians were able to force the United States to dump the puck in, they might be able to help themselves out. But now they're sagging back so much that the U.S. is having an easy time coming into the zone.
A goal and an assist in that opening period for Seth Jones. And he was wiring them on that power play at his old Columbus teammate. Cross it goes for Riley Barber, and he ran out of room on that far side. Myers back at the line, and Hughes will send it back in behind the Latvian net. Riley Barber trying to play it back to the line. Elects to send it deep off the corner boards for Bellows. He'll leave for Myers. Myers gets pressured by Oskars Batna and controlled back inside the line as Latvia will regroup with Arvos Bergmanis. And he'll leave it in for Yaks, and he'll make his way to the bench on the change.
And before the game started, we were surmising the United States would need offense from throughout their entire lineup. They've already got 9 players with at least a point. Seth Jones with the goal and assist.
Sean Farrell will chase this up in center. Carries it across the line. And the tic-tac-toe play didn't quite work as the return feed from Lafferty missed on that far side. Man will leave it for Jones. 2 years, Jones and Merzlikins together in Columbus. Lafferty plays it on for Gaudette. Or rather, Letteri with that pass back for Gaudette. Back to the line it comes. Chased into the corner. Farrell after it, and this is grabbed off and controlled out through center. Lead pass as that got away from Bukarts right back in. Carson Coleman trying to take it to the net, can't. Lafferty on the far side had it get away from him, but it's kept in at the line. The long shot by Megna gets turned aside. After it is Austin Watson. He couldn't get onto that loose puck, and this will get flipped out at center, and back down the ice it goes. Yeliseyevs for Latvia leaves it for Abels. Abels the wrister with Bolsters in front. Cannons on the far side as this veteran line for Latvia back out. Kutsta trying to hold it in, can't. Back for Kuhlman. Walkered away by Merzlikins. Shot from the left side, that's turned away as Bordeleau let it go. Bordeleau with a short-handed goal in this game. Kennan's trying to clear it up the right side boards, can't. Sotnieks will chip it out the center. Abels will play it into the USA zone, and Nate Schmidt will go back for it. Schmidt on the regroup, has Galchenyuk on the left, elects to find Hayden up the middle. Hayden will play it back for Schmidt. That head fake that we see from Schmidt, he'll play it on. Hayden sends it back. Bordeleau throws it to open ice and taken off the corner boards, and Sotnieks on for Kennens. Plays it back into his own end. Kutsa back up for Kennens, tried to knife a backhander deep, it got blocked, and the lead pass for Hayden too far, and this will be an icing call against Team USA.
And it'll be the first time that the Latvians are going to be able to get in the offensive zone in this period, as they have been stuffed in the neutral zone. Lafferty from the turnover creates the 4-0 goal. Jacob Megna was able to knock the puck free. He picks up a helper.
So Team USA, we chatted with Coach Dave Quinn yesterday, had some concerns about where the offense would come from. Well, as you mentioned a few moments ago, it's come from a variety of people so far in game one. Yaks gets it down, Bukarts with the shot, turned away, and Nate Schmidt will chase it for Team USA. Galchenyuk trying to jam that on to Bordeleau. Hayden there as well, but they're going to call this knocked down with a high stick. And Galchenyuk with his stick up into the face shield of Zila.
That's an easy call.
Yep.
You keep waiting for the Latvians to pull together as this stick goes right up, and that's close to nicking the eye of Zila, but guilty as charged. So Latvia will get another power play. In the first period, they had just 2 shots.
Boy, that was dangerous. Abels wins the draw. Yaks will play it onto the near side boards. Yeliseyevs plays it back for Yaks. Yeliseyevs on the near side looking for the return pass and gets it. Sends it back for Yanis Yaks. Second power play of the game for Latvia. Yeliseyevs, Kennan's over on that far side waiting for it. Doesn't come through, and here comes Lafferty out on the penalty kill with Carson Kuhlman.
Aggressive up high. The forwards for the United States is Latvia is trying to create a special play, a couple of passes, but they're not getting it to any forward.
Yaks for ball serves, but Abels on the near side, and perhaps Kennan's as well on the far side, offside for Latvia.
You and I were in Riga, Latvia last year for the World Championship. Both rinks were right near each other, but no fans were allowed till late in the tournament. So this is the Latvian faithful, their opportunity to cheer their team on. They just haven't really had a chance to put their hands together.
Some players missing for all the European teams for various reasons, as well as Canada and the US. A lot of players electing not to come over and play, as this will be held by Mann, and I think Latvia was looking for a delay of game call.
Well, Mann was going to try to ice the puck himself, be his own penalty killer, and then his stick came out of his hand and gets the glove on the puck on the whistle there. A little chat with the referee. A couple of goals for the United States have just snuck under and through Merzlikins. Latvians are hoping they can do the same thing, get one by Mann.
Canada and Germany tonight in Helsinki. It is Finland and Norway here in Tampere. And Slovakia up on France 2-1. Power play continues, another 35 seconds for Latvia. Zirkal's trying to play it back, and this will make its way all the way out at center. Arturs Kula will hustle across. Kula comes back to him. Kula sends it on for Roberts Bukarts. And the long shot in on Mann, and we'll get a stoppage and a face-off in the USA end of the ice.
That's Krastenbergs, who had a fine season in Filak in the Austrian League. 37 points in 32 games. But Mann's going to stop that every time off the angle into the logo.
So Latvia with its first shot on this power play. In fact, its first shot on goal of this period. Balsers swings that off the backboards, taken by Kennans. He'll play it up at the line. Kula with the shot, and that deflected in front, just went wide. Galchenyuk out of the box, power play is over. And banked off the boards by Carson Kuhlman out the center. Now right back in, and Latvia back in on the attack. Nate Schmidt. Traffic coming from both sides, sends it around for Kuhlman, tried to clear, kept in by Abels. On for Kennans, his shot is blocked. Kula with the rebound, gets it to the front of the net. Scooped away, and here comes Kiefer Bellows. Bellows with Kennans in pursuit. Bellows puts on the brakes. USA in a change. Close to too many men on the ice. Gaudette gets it back for Andrew Peak. Peak for Gaudette. All the way around to the right point for Nick Blankenberg. 4 years at the University of Michigan for him. Spent some time in the Alberta Junior League at Okotoks. Gaudette to the front of the net off a skate. Short side try, and that's off the side of the net. As in from that left point was Hughes. And now Blankenberg will chase it back into his own end. And across for Bellows. Bellows tried to howdy-do his way around Arturs Kula, could not. Kennans back in across the line. Heading to the front of the net was Richards Moretus. And now Big Batna off the bench and into the crease area looking for a loose puck. Dropped back and taken by 18-year-old Luke Hughes. 41 games played as a rookie at the University of Michigan, a draft pick of New Jersey.
And he intends to go back to Michigan for his sophomore season.
Jones. This will get deflected in by Austin Watson. Watson waiting for it to come back to him. 67 games played with Ottawa for Austin Watson. This gets banked up at center for Megna. He'll chip a backhander back in, and Mancic plays it on. The backhanded pass by Kutsta didn't get anywhere. Played back around by Lettieri. Bordeleau in front of the net, and a quick shot there by Vinny Lettieri, and a good save, and we'll get a face-off.
This year, hundreds of volunteers have been working on the tournament. Without this, any crew and no one else would be here today. So that we can make miracles, volunteers are the miracle makers that we need. Tänäkin vuonna tässä turnauksessa 100 vapaaehtoiset työntekijät tekevät hommia, jotta meillä olisi täällä kaikki hyvin. Ilman tätä paljon joukkoa yksikään meistä ei olisi täällä tänään. Jotta sinä siellä, pelaajan ryhmällä voisivat tehdä ihmeitä, tarvitaan juuri näitä ihmeiden tekijöitä. Jokaisessa pelissä palkitsemme yhden vapaaehtoistyöntekijän. Each game we reward one volunteer. Volunteer of the game in this game is Marko Hämäläinen from Construction Team. Marko Hämäläinen rakennustiimistä. Suuri käsi Markolle ja onneksi olkoon.
Of course, we talked about France in its game against Slovakia, France and Austria replacing Russia and Belarus here at the 2022 Men's World Championship.
And it would have been Belarus here in Group B. Instead, Austria will get an opportunity. They got relegated in 2019. There were no Division 1A championship games in 2020 or 21, so they're just going to come right back.
Yax is after it. Played in the KHL in Sochi. A number of the KHL players didn't finish the year there. Played out through center. Bordeleau trying to get a stick on it. Bounced back at the line. Andrew Peak cross ice. Taken by Jordan Hayden. Plays it back for Nate Schmidt. Back up for Hayden. Sends it in. And Merzlikins will snap this up the left side boards. And this will go all the way down for icing against Latvia.
You think about Latvia, they look at their schedule. They open up here against the United States. They have to take on Finland in a game tomorrow night. And their fourth game is against the Czech Republic. So they're seeing the top dogs of Group B early. And the idea for them is get some points from some of those games. I mean, this one's going to be awfully tough for them to come back, but there is lots of time halfway through the game, down 4.
And then games 3, 5, and 6. There's a shot. Merzlikins the save. It is under the Latvian netminder. He will hang on. It goes Finland tomorrow night for Latvia. And then Norway, Czechia, Austria, Great Britain. And then they finish with Sweden.
Mentioning about face-offs in the U.S. having the edge there, just being a little bigger and stronger in the dot. And a quick one-timer. Merzlikins this time gets his stick down in front of it.
So Gaudette will come out and take the face-off against Zarens. Not here is Loris Zarens, who is the all-time leader in points for Latvia in World Championship play. Cousin of the Zarens that is here. That being Rehards. Bounced out through center. Bukart plays it through. Krastenbergs to the front of the net. Loose puck in the high slot, gets away from Rehards, Bukart, and back up the ice it comes for Hughes. Cross ice, and Merzlikins comes across. There is a penalty coming, and Farrell with a great opportunity off that backside. And a delayed call now coming against Latvia.
So after Latvia gets a couple of chances, they can't convert, and then the U.S. just go off the other way. Another 2-on-1, and Merzlikins have to make a big stop, and of course, that'll bring the penalty out.
Power play USA when we come back.
Team Latvia
Rainers Krastenbergs will go to the penalty box for Latvia. Spent a couple of years in the OHL with Oshawa. And he'll go to the penalty box for 2 or less as Team USA to the 4th power play of the game. And 1 for 3 with 6 shots so far, but they have moved it around very well.
They have, and it's because the Latvian forwards are kind of staying too tight to the defenseman, leaving that the outside passes from the flanks back to the middle, and Zlickens is going to have to be at his acrobatic best.
Talked about the 13 shots by Team USA that missed the net in the opening period. Lots of those came on the power play. Galchenyuk has it. Galchenyuk trying to go across ice. That gets intercepted. Zila breaks it up, comes back to the line, pressuring there, but unable to clear was Morenis. And now on a second attempt, Zila will get this out at center ice, and Jones is on the loose puck. Jones is passed, intercepted. As getting in front of that was big Oscar's Batna. Galchenyuk for Jones. Jones will take it wide, so for the first time in this game so far, the U.S. unable to really get it set up in the Latvian zone with the man advantage. Galchenyuk controls, drops it back for Hughes. Luke Hughes back for Galchenyuk and then gets it back. Seth Jones back for Hughes. That shot got blocked. As getting in front of that was Morenis. His stick breaks. Hughes, Bordeleau to the front looking for the high tip. And this comes around the boards, does not get out though. Hughes brings it right back in. Morenis still without a stick. Cross ice, and now Manson backhanded down. And this comes around the board. Out though. Hughes brings it right back in. Morenis still without a stick. Cross ice, and now Manson backhanded down. And this comes around the board.
Almost directly traffic without your stick. And now close at the line of offside is called. And just 5 seconds left in the minor penalty. Shot there. Thomas Bordeleau, and got the short-handed goal in this game.
Had a short-handed goal for Michigan against Michigan State this past season.
So some adjustments by Latvia. 5 seconds left in this one. This will be 2 power plays in a row with no shots on goal for Team USA, but their 3rd power play, they dominated, they controlled, they just missed the net this one. Latvia doing a real good job on the penalty kill. Peak will send this ahead for Myers. Myers against Arturs Kulda. Back to the line, and that got deflected away. Getting a stick on that was Richards Bukarts, his 5th World Championship. Bounced out at center, Yanis Yaks. Plays for Sochi in the KHL. Yaks for Arturs Kulda. Kulda plays it around for Bukarts. Tried to get that for Abels. That failed to materialize. Myers with Abels in after him. Big Abels squeezes Myers out, but the pass was almost cleanly intercepted. And Riley Barber couldn't get a stick on that. Now Barber does have it, and he'll flip it back into the Latvian zone.
And that's the one thing that Latvia has done a little bit better job of. You talked about the penalty killing. They're stuffing plays in the neutral zone and we're more aggressive up ice. Anytime they'll force the United States to dip the puck in, then the Latvians can start with a breakout.
Hughes leaves it behind his own net for Nick Blackenberg, 23 years of age. Back for Lafferty. And Lafferty will wind it up. Taken in the corner by Smirnovs. On for Oscar's Banta. Played it for Kennens, away from him, and Hughes will misfire on his first pass. Smirnovs giving chase on Hughes. And cleared back in and taken off the backboards by Sandis Smones. His first World Championship. On it goes, long wrist shot from the high slot by Zierkels, and that went wide off the body. Centered in front, Sotniak's in from the line with a chance. And Straussman with another good stop, his best of the second period.
He was under control, moving to his right, and there was nothing to shoot at for Sotniak. He almost double clutched and realized he's got to get the shot off, but right into the goalie's equipment.
Smirnovs giving chase, but it's on for Hayden. Through for Alex Galchenyuk, drops it for Hayden. Wrist shot, that's off the crossbar. May have ticked off the left pad of Merzlikins, and then off the crossbar to keep this a 4-0 game in favor of USA.
Se on muuten sellainen, että täällä on nyt enemmän orivedeltä porukkaa kuin tuolta Amerikan Yhdysvalloista, joten tervetuloa ja tänne. Kiitos paljon. Millä mielellä odotellaan sitten illan Suomen peli? Hyvillä mielin. Täytyy mennä tästä baarin kautta vielä saada vähän tunnelma kohdilleen illan pelien loppuun. Olitteko lippuarpajaisissa mukana vai millä hommalla liput saatiin tänne? Oltiin arpajaisissa joo, mutta ei saanut kukaan lippua. Kukaan ei saanut lippua? Hei, teille on lippua järjestyksen valvoja katsomo A75 oriveteläistä. Jatketaan tästä, DJ Tomi, bile käyntiin!
Welcome back to Tampere. It is a 4-0 score in favor of Team USA. The fourth one coming 33 seconds into the second period.
U.S. last year fell to Finland in their opener and then went on a nice run, winning the next 6 games into the quarterfinals.
He won the quarterfinal game, lost in the semis to Canada. And then, of course, Canada, after the slow start, becoming the first team to start 0-3 to go on to win the gold medal. Beating Finland in the gold medal game. Seth Jones, backhander, Galchenyuk with the rebound. And Merzlikins across to make another save.
Off the rush, and the Americans piling up the shots. We've seen Merzlikins leave the post early, and it's cost him with a couple of pucks that have gone by him. There's that chance earlier by Stotniak. The Hayden shot is off the shoulder, off the crossbar. So Merzlikins, we've seen some good and some not so good.
He doesn't look as settled as he normally does.
You're right, and during that break, he was at the bench talking to his trainer.
Nate Schmidt plays this in behind the net. Myers trying to center. Riley Barber's after it. Barber opened the scoring in this game. Shot from the line from Peak that went off the stick of Kiefer Bellows and then off the skate of Riley Barber. Kennens got knocked down and is having a conversation way back in behind the play with the referee. Kiefer Bellows gets rubbed out by Abels. Kicked ahead for Kennens, and Kennens will jam it out. Blankenberg will hustle back into his own end, on for Peak, and it's up in center, and Barber has it again. Riley Barber dodged a check there from Zila, and Kennens will play it up the boards. This gets past Nick Blankenberg, and he'll retreat for Team USA. Long pass onto the stick of Gaudette, and this gets broken up and chopped back down by Zila. And Luke Hughes will circle back. 6'2", 186 for Luke Hughes. Here's a turnover and a chance for Zarins. And Mann holding his ground.
It's the right play by Zarins. the puck was rolling, there was some room up over the left shoulder of the goaltender, but elevated too high. He certainly turned on the Jets, though.
Puck squirts loose there for him, and he's off to the races. Played around the boards. Jones breaks it up at center. Jones plays it through for Lafferty. Lafferty has the goal here in the second period on a nice wrist shot. Back at the line for Jones, and that shot sailed over top the net. Carson Kuhlman drops it off at the line for Megna. Down low for Lafferty. Lafferty had it get away from him. And looking for a quick break there was Bergmanis. But Jones will cover up for Team USA on for Megna.
Just 2 shots in this period for Latvia. They've been doing a lot of defending, but nothing up ice, and then that one opportunity doesn't even hit the goaltender.
Taken at center and flipped in by Zierkals. Near side, Yeliseyevs plays it into the corner, looking for the return pass. Shot from the line, Yeliseyevs with the tip on the Mancic shot. Yeliseyevs takes the cross ice pass from Zierkals. Lets the shot go, turned away by Strauss-Mann. Comes back to the line, long wrist shot. That got deflected wide. There's the long floater from Mancic. Mancic in from the lines. Chips this in behind the net. Martin Zierkals in his 3rd World Championship for Latvia couldn't control it. Cleared back in. Bordalo's after it. Bordalo knocking it away from Smirnovs. And Merzlikins with the save, and under a minute now to go in period 2.
There's the chance that did become a scoring chance, elevated just past the ear of the goaltender man, as Zarens really got the legs going, and if you're gonna outskate Luke Hughes, you better make it count.
You're right though, Dave, he had the right idea. Chip that over top the left arm. Now we've got a penalty coming up. It's going to be a slashing call to Adam Gaudette. So Latvia to the power play for the 3rd time. And Adam Gaudette looking for an explanation.
It's off the face-off. He wasn't clearly happy with the call. Digging in, trying to use his feet, and the stick from Bucharts gets dislodged from his hands. I think he's got a pretty decent argument.
Megna will put this off the glass and down the ice. So Latvia, whose penalty or power play was a bit of an issue for them last year, going 2 for 24 in the championship. 3rd opportunity of this game, and this gets cleared down the ice. And Abels ended up in the net along with Mann.
Well, last year it was Mixon Tracis who had the only 2 power play goals that Latvia had scored, but he's been battling a shoulder injury and is not available for Latvia.
Yanis Yaks back into his own end. Yaks getting pressured there by Sean Farrell. And now play whistle down, and we have another penalty coming up on the play. It is going to be a 5-on-3 as Farrell will go to the box.
Well, the ice has been a problem as Abels was about to go the other way and gets the stick off the chops from Farrell. So, yeah, you can win a face-off and score in 11 seconds, but I think the fresh ice to start the 3rd period is going to be something that Latvia would really appreciate.
1:13 left in the initial penalty, and a big face-off win. Bucharts with the shot, that went wide as Roberts Bucharts found some room, shot from the line, that went wide as well. And then off the backboards, trying to work it out front with Zierkals, and the period ends.
Not a lot for Latvia through 2, but they get to start the 3rd on the 5-on-3 advantage.
So Sam Lafferty, the only goal of the 2nd period, 40 minutes done. Team USA over Latvia 4-0.
Shots on goal in the second period, Team Latvia 9 and Team USA 4. Laukaukset kohti maalia toisessa erässä Latvia 9, USA 4. Intermission 17 minutes. Erätauon pituus 17 minuuttia.
Kisakuumeen hoitaa. Koko Suomen lääkärikeskus. Pihla ja Linna. 2022 jääkiekon MM-kisojen virallinen yhteistyökumppani.
To achieve great goals, every step counts. We have continuously taken steps to develop standards and to pioneer, working for a better and more sustainable tomorrow. Our ambition is to lead sustainability action by offering a world-class Nordic hotel experience by focusing on 3 core parts of our business: being the most inclusive company for the many people, leading the way to better food and beverage with less impact, and offering the most sustainable room experience.
Jotenkin tuntuu siltä, että ei vaan halua liikkua mihinkään, haluaa vaan katsella sitä toimintaa siellä ja nauttia siitä hetkestä. Kyllä se oli niin kuin jotain ihan unohtunut.
Welcome to your world. A world without boundaries, just like your imagination. Get connected to your inner self and those who matter to you. Here, everything is at your fingertips. Everything is here and now. A place where you have everything you need to be yourself. We're going to have a great time together. Welcome home.
Strauss-Mann has been perfect so far in this game for Team USA. Elvis Merzlikins not as busy in the second period as he was in the first. It is 4-0 Team USA. They have washed the ice. It has had time to freeze, and it'll be a two-man advantage for Latvia to start the third period.
Would you like to hear my rule that I'd like to see happen?
Yes.
Not only at international events, but the NHL too, for carryover power plays. The face-off starts in the offensive zone. Did a deep dive into carryover power plays this year, and a lot of times the percentage goes down, and it's because you have to start at center ice for the face-off, get it back, work it in.
See, but you're talking about changing more than just a power play. You're talking about a period starting without a face-off at center ice.
Yes.
Wow, that's a radical move.
It is way outside the box.
Kennens sends it back. Yaks at the line. 5-on-3 for Latvia. The shot to the far side. That whistled wide comes around, and Yaks will hold it in. Yaks sends it down to the goal line. Kennens near side. Zernan's trying to control it, does. Plays it back at the line. Yaks. Zarin's back for Yaks, and one-timer from the line, blocked in front of the net. There's a switch there up top, and a blast by Moiseyevs, turned away by Mann. Kennens
scoring chance Dennis in this whole game, and is still found by Mann.
Yaks plays it cross ice, shot that never got through as Kennens tried to get it in on goal. Vasilevs sends it back for Abels. One power play over, now a one-man advantage for Latvia. Into the slot, quick shot, that just went wide. As Balcers got that off his stick in a hurry. Kennens gets the return pass. Kennens through some traffic with Abels in front. Vasilevs trying to control it off the boards, plays it back at the line. Here's the return pass. Yeliseyevs. Kennens. Yeliseyevs controls. Down for Balcers, in front for Abels. Tried to come backside. Kennens was ready for the one-timer, but the pass never got through.
Two former Vancouver Canucks trying to team up there, but the backhand pass from Abels goes off Jacob Megna and into Strauss-Mann, who's made some nice blocker saves in this game, and especially in the third period. And the 5-on-3 evaporates for Latvia, and you get the feeling that their hope is starting to dwindle as well. They needed a strike there on that power play, a little bit too structured and not enough movement.
So the face-off to the right of Mann. Latvia with the win. Kutsky, the shot, rebound, score! A fortuitous bounce, and maybe the best offensive player in this game for Latvia, Andris Zernans, finds the back of the net, and Latvia's on the board.
5-on-3 doesn't go their way, but a face-off right afterwards. D-to-D and a juicy rebound that Zernans kind of fumbles off his stick, but gets it over the line. That's when you line up a putt, you hit the ball before you really know what you're doing, and you celebrate afterwards.
It found the back of the net. Started with a face-off win. Richards Bukarts plays it back at the line, and Carlos Kutsta with the shot and a power play marker for Latvia. So after only 2 power play goals in the entire tournament last year in Riga, they get a power play marker here early in the third period, and now a 3-goal lead for Team USA.
Let's see what the jump does for Latvia, who had lots of reasons through 2 periods to kind of hang their heads, whereas Likens was having a couple of pucks sneak underneath him, but this might give them a bounce.
Long lead pass, grabbed off and carried in. Krastenbergs trying to work it around. Hughes could not. And the puck cleared out at center. Oscars Batna will send it cross ice. Sotnieks will take a big hit there from Austin Watson. And Watson makes his way to the USA bench. John Hayden, forced to the backhand, will chip this in. Kutsta, nice tight turn, plays it out through center. In and across the line, Morenis. Morenis puts on the brakes. Kutsta from the line, deflected in front, man down. And a scramble at the side of the USA net. And finally, Strauss-Mann will smother it, and an injured player is Bucharts. That is Roberts Bucharts, who is down in front of the Team USA goal.
He was battling to try to find that rebound. And after trying to settle himself, finding that puck, gets cross-checked from behind, and his head goes right into John Hayden. Puck is off to the right. Lafferty taking advantage of a player not knowing he's there, and the referee was watching the puck as well, and he's being attended to. Burkhardt is on the ice. Both refs had their eyes on the puck as it was going to the glove side for Strauss-Mann.
Perhaps a bit of a whiplash effect there on Bucharts.
Last little chance at the end by Morenis, trying to knock it underneath the glove, but Strauss-Mann had that whole side sealed off.
Makes his way back to the bench, appears to be all right. 7 of the last 8 seasons in the Czech League for him. Skipped 1 year to play in the KHL. Nate Schmidt, whose ice time a lot less in the second period with not as many power plays for Team USA after he led the American team in ice time in the opening frame.
No surprise who's leading them coming into this third period in ice time as well.
That is Seth Jones, and that may be the case every game. Shot from the line from Nate Schmidt, never got through. This gets cleared around the boards by Lasayevs. Long left, right wing pass by Smones. Ends up right back in the Latvian zone, and Smones will try it again. Smones will chip it back. Balsers finds a little bit of room. Cross-ice pass got deflected. Kennens takes a bump there from Gaudette, and offside called against Latvia.
The face-off produces the rebound that is gobbled up and put into the net. The puck was almost on its side, went up almost the hosel of the stick.
Zila for Yaks. That's stopped right in front of the timekeeper's bench, where all the off-ice officials are parked. Yaks for Zila. 4-1 here, early third period. Opening game of the 2022 IIHF Men's World Championship. Farrell slides it out through center. Norway and Finland. Our second game here in Tampere. Arturs Kulda circles back into his own end. Farrell keeps an eye on him. Nice outlet pass. And the long wrister by Zarins turned away. Battle inside the USA zone to the left of Strauss-Mann. Are they going to let them settle this on their own? It appears so. And Myers will slip it out. Vinny Lettieri goes after it. Myers trying to follow up, the play can't. And Arturs Kulda will put this back in behind his own net. Bergmanis with the long pass, picked off, but brought back in offside against USA.
Luke Hughes was keeping the puck with his feet along the boards, and he's grown a fan here in Tampere. Face to face.
Yep. Staring contest.
The future of the New Jersey Devils blue line, probably a year from now.
We were talking between periods how many times Latvia has gotten to 4 goals in a game. And it is many years ago.
2019 against Norway, a 4-goal outburst for the win.
I guess not that long ago. Grabbed off in the corner by Kiefer Bellows. He'll dish it off. Myers plays it back, peek it from the line, and that ticked off the outside of the post.
Couple of crossbars in this game for the U.S.
Trying to go glove side on his Columbus Blue Jacket teammate. Smone's back into his own end. Oscar's Batna trying to knock it loose. Smone's got knocked down, gets back up. But on the steal is Austin Watson trying to drive that to the side of the net, turned away. USA controls though, Magna from the line. The shot got blocked as Morenis got in front of it.
Some pushing and shoving after that. The Latvians trying to get a little bit more muscular in this game.
Roberts Buchart's back out there after getting shaken up. Plays it in behind the USA net, comes right back to him. And then Bucharts gets stripped of the puck and Megna sends it out at center. Carson Kuhlman, he'll leave it there. This will get chipped in. Hayden going in after it. Puck squirts loose. On it is Bordeleau. He has a short-handed goal in this game. And grabbed off by Yanis Yaks. Yaks will send this through. Yeliseyev with the shot, turned away by man. Yeliseyev on the loose puck. Yaks down low as well, but Bordeleau was on the loose puck and onto the stick of Hughes for Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk to the backboards, along with Yeliseyev's. Abels sends it around for Yaks. Blankenberg jumped in from the right point, squeezed away from him, and out the center ice it goes. Abels after it, nice move! Arrigo Abels with the wrister, and that went wide. Man may have got a touch on it.
Nice toe drag, and then the release going for glove side. It might even ticked off the outside of the post.
Here comes Kennens. Kennens sends it back at the line. Kutza with the shot, that went wide. Centered in front. And that gets picked off by Farrell. As not getting enough on that centering pass was Rudolph Balcers. The San Jose Sharks. Sharks pick to Ottawa in the Erik Karlsson deal, and then back to San Jose off waivers. Riley Barber will send this in. Kutza. Krastenbergs, and he'll send it up at center. In across for Kennens, and that's get broken up. Good defensive play there by Peak. And right back up the ice, Gaudette. He'll send it on for Andrew Peak. Peak trying to work it around the big defenseman, unable to do so as Mancic poked it away. Mancic trying to pull it out of the pile. It gets slapped around by Andris Zarins. Kept in at the line. Bellows with the shot. Barber in front. And he couldn't find the rebound quick enough. Kennens out at center. Krastenbergs will play it in. And Straussman will send it up for Kiefer Bellows. And he'll rattle it in. Kiefer Bellows, son of Brian Bellows. Great career in the National Hockey League. Centered in front, poked away. And Zila is on it. Zila plays it through. And across, Batna with the shot. And that went wide. And Riley Barber there to scoop it out the center. Zila back in his own end. 8-1 the shots in this period, favoring Latvia after Latvia outshot USA 9-4 in the second, after USA outshot Latvia 12-9 in the first. And Merzlikins will hang on to it, and we will step aside. 4-1, Team USA.
Official brand products, and of course, all home games in the big screens. And best of all, admission in the fan zone is of course free. Fan zone, se on se paikka, minne kannattaa tässä ennen peliä ja pelien jälkeen suunnata. Se löytyy tuosta Rautatieaseman ja Nokia-areenan välistä, ja sieltä löytyy vaikka mitä. Siellä on ruokaa, juomaa, virallisia fanituotteita, paljon kiekkoihmisiä. Kaikki matsit isolta screeniltä. Sinne kannattaa ehdottomasti mennä ja sisäänpääsy on luonnollisesti ilmainen. Esimerkiksi tämän Vesselin Isukki lupasi 50 € hänelle, että hän voi käyttää sen mihin tahansa. Kuulostaako hyvältä? No niin, kerro sama isällesi. Tällä mennään.
Will resume in August of this year.
Luke Hughes with 39 points in 41 games, leading Michigan defenseman in scoring and third on the team, on that high-powered offensive team that could make its way to winning a national championship.
Archers Kulda plays it around the boards and out to center. Hustling across was Blankenberg, and he'll play it back into the Latvian zone. Archers Kulda up the middle. Deflected in by Smirnovs. And now right back up and out through center. Lafferty will drop it back, comes near side for Carson Kuhlman. That quick shot, and that sailed high and wide. Smirnovs, and Smirnovs on that far side runs into Vinny Lettieri. Sotniaks, he'll take a bump from Lettieri. And again, some contact with Merzlikins, this time from Adam Gaudette. Nate Schmidt to the red line, and he'll pump it in. Sean Farrell puts it back in behind the Latvian net, and Abels on for Bolsers. Rudolph's Bolsers snaps it around the boards. Kennens goes in after it. Kennens takes a bump, and the puck makes its way out to center. Carlos Kutska sends it right back in, comes back to him at the line. Slap shot save made by Mann. And Mann will hang on to it on the blast from the left side from Sandus Smones. Finland and Norway yet to come. Finland, of course, the host for this championship. This building seats 13,455 for hockey, and you get the feeling that for tonight's game, every one of those seats will have a person in it.
A loud and ready to make noise person, people.
Friday night, May the 13th. An offside called at the line. Smones gets knocked down.
Well, the one Latvian goal was off an offensive zone face-off win and a quick shot. They won the face-off there and got another shot through, but Strauss-Mann has been real calm, I think, in this game. Made a couple of saves early, getting acclimated to the international hockey here at the World Championship, and he's looked real solid.
We had a look there at Mamsic, Roberts Mamsic, number 55, who is leading Latvia in ice time. so far in this hockey game. Played for 4 different teams last year, but has been a real key for them. There's a look at Seth Jones, off to a good start.
Got that big contract coming up. It will kick in this coming season for the Chicago Blackhawks. And boy, he's going to have to really rally his team for the Blackhawks to make some noise in their division.
Bordeleau out for the face-off against Andras Zarins. Cleared back up through center ice. No room there for John Hayden. He'll play it back. Jacob Begna on for Seth Jones. Jones will get to center ice and send this into the Latvian zone. Hayden's first on the puck. Tried to get it to the short side. And now Mamsic will send it off the boards and out the center. Gets cleared in by Krastenbergs. Krastenbergs, after Peak fell, plays it back at the line. Long wrist shot from Zila. That went wide, around to the right point for Janis Yaks. Zila jumps in from the left point. Tried to play that in behind the net. Waiting for it there was Roberts Bucharts, but it never did get to him. Up at center, Bordeleau. That's as far as that play gets. Bucharts right back in. Zila with the shot from the high slot. And Bordeleau got back to get a stick on it and deflects it up and out of play.
So the U.S. understand the length of this tournament, the back-to-backs, and how things ramp up closer to quarterfinal time, and trying to manage the game, giving a little bit here to the Latvians, but as soon as it comes to an actual scoring chance, they get better defensively.
Every team will play twice opening weekend, that being Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 games tomorrow, 3 games on Sunday, and we will have them all for you on TSN. Worked off the corner boards by Myers. 5 NHL games for Ben Myers, does have his first NHL goal. Peak back into his own zone, reverses against the traffic for Myers. Myers gets tied up there, went for a spill against Kulda. And now Myers with the puck. Sends it on for Riley Barber. Near side, Bellows spins off a check, lets the shot go. Merzlikins the save. And then Bellows and Kulda got tied up and both went down. And Kulda will make his way to the bench, as will Kiefer Bellows. Carlos Kutsa will send this back into the USA zone. And here comes the captain of Team USA, Seth Jones. Talked to Claire Hanna about what an honor that was. There's a shot, and that got blocked as Austin Watson had a point-blank look at Merzlikins.
Seth Jones, when he decides he's going up ice, he cannot be caught. And a real nice backhand play off the rush.
Balsers, Cannons. Cannons tried to chop it to the front of the net. So a slow start by Latvia. They got down 3-0, but since the start of the second period, this has been an even hockey game. Ran themselves into some penalty trouble in the opening 20 minutes. Sotnieks will settle it down as Latvia completes the change. Deflected in by Richards Bucharts. And it doesn't get deep, comes back out, back in it goes, and offside is called against Latvia.
Richard Bucharts has an assist in this game. He had a goal in the 7 games he played last year for Latvia, wearing 13 in this tournament. Last year wearing number 14. He and his brother teaming up for Latvia in consecutive years.
Slovakia up by 1 on France. A little less time left in that one than what we have here. 6:03 left to go in the third. Hughes for Blankenberg. In across the line. Alex Galchenyuk with the wrister. Didn't got a lot on that one. Turned away by Merzlikins. And back up for Yaks. Yaks outside, inside, and another good save. Janis Yaks. And he catches Hughes. Got caught up and went down, and that created a great lane there and a great look for Yaks.
Good speed, and then faking to the outside, toe drag to the middle, and Hughes Caught a toe, went down. It's usually Hughes doing that to other people, but that shot doesn't hit its mark where he's looking for on the glove side of Mann.
Yaks plays this up through the middle. Smirnovs will dump it deep, comes around. Blankenberg's waiting for it. Plays it to an open corner. Oscar Bentner there after Hughes. Comes loose, back to the line it comes. Kula with the shot turned away. And Morenis looking for a loose puck. And play gets whistled down. 4-1 USA here in the third.
It's Miracle party time! Vamos!
5:01 on the clock. As Latvia back at it again tomorrow against Finland. USA will have an off day tomorrow and back at it Sunday against Austria. As Austria back into the main group. Chipped off by Bergmanis. Chance in front of the net, a scramble and a backhander by Bukarts, and that didn't miss by much.
He had half the net, but as he's getting knocked down, couldn't get the fat part of the backhand of his blade to put it in the net.
Oscars Bentner drops it back for Kulda. Archer's Kulda, the pass up the middle, off a stick and in. And into the catching glove of Strauss-Mann, and he will hang on to it.
Bouncing puck. A rebound there, and oh, so close. Mann was going to dive over to that side, but didn't have to make a stop as Bukarts. Oh, he just needs to kind of turn the top of that blade over the puck, settle it as he's following through with it. Instead, it goes into the corner.
Harry Svitalic will look at the video of this game, as most coaches do, and he will like some of the offense that they have created. You go back to the chance that they had late in the opening period that got stopped by Strauss-Mann. This has not been an easy game for Strauss-Mann. He's made some saves.
He has, and then the up ice romp from Yaks going around Luke Hughes, and then the shot goes off the mask of the goaltender. And you think back in that second period to Andris Zarins had to break in and tried to just loft it, but wedged it too high past the glove side and over the net. Some chances have been there, it's just the finish.
Shots are 27-25. The finish will happen tonight against Norway.
Got that right.
What a run Finland has been on. Silver medal here at the World Championship last year in Riga. Follow that up with Olympic gold. You go back over the last number of years, whether it be women's hockey, World Junior Hockey, World Championship, they have hosted some victories.
Yeah, and they stung Canada in the 2019 World Championship, winning gold there. They were down 1-0 in that game, came back and made it 3-1.
Well, the Olympics, they were down 3-0 to Sweden late in the third, came back and tied it up and won it in overtime.
And then we're down 1-0 to the Russia Olympic Committee, and were able to come and win that game as well for the gold celebration. First for them, Olympic medal.
Whereas Lickens with a little two-step with the blue suede shoes in behind his own net there, went for a little spill. Back to the line. Played down by Mamsic. And now jammed up by Autumn Gaudette. Back for it is Kennens. Ronald Kennens gets stripped of the puck by Sean Farrell to the front of the net. That got kicked away by the right pad. And as Vinny Lettieri takes that pass, and another good save by Merzlikins.
Kennen's one of the veterans on this Latvian team, fumbles the puck, and it's a great scoring chance for Lettieri. If that was a soccer net, he would have had more opportunity, but Tito, playing professional soccer in Vancouver back in the day.
Vinny Lettieri out of Excelsior, Minnesota. 24 games for San Diego, 31 in the NHL with the Anaheim Ducks. Seth Jones puts this back in behind Merzlikins, and Ronald Kennens sends it up the boards. Yaks will get it out to center ice. This comes off a glove at the Latvian bench, and will get a stoppage in play.
This game has kind of slowed down a bit. Talking with some of the players yesterday after practice, they say the ice kind of gets chewed up pretty quickly in the first 5-6 minutes of every period, and then so you really have to lean into your shots, your passes. Puck just doesn't glide as easily, and it's going to get a workout this weekend, this ice.
Elvis Merzlikins, by the way, wearing number 80 in memory of Matisse Kivlenieks, netminder that passed away last summer. Pierre-Luc Dubois, former Columbus Blue Jacket, playing in Winnipeg, also wearing number 80. This gets sent around for Bordeleau. Bordeleau to center. He'll get rubbed out there by Krastenbergs, and that'll force an offside with 2:26 to go as we look at some of the work by Seth Jones.
Well, the storyline coming into this tournament would be Seth Jones and his brother Caleb teaming up. Instead, it's Seth Jones who's got 2 points in this game, and his brother's on a plane back to the United States via injury.
He will log a lot of ice time. He will be expected to provide some of the offense. You talked about it off the top, that scoring goals might be a bit of an issue for this United States squad. And they will certainly look at it from the back end from players like Seth Jones, and he can certainly provide that from the defensive position.
Conversation yesterday with Coach David Quinn, knowing that their defense was primarily NHLers, and kind of said, "Are you going to let them run?" I said, "Oh, we're going to let them run. Take the puck, get up ice, do something with it." Nate Schmidt certainly loves to join the rush. We've seen Seth Jones skate all the way in and get a scoring chance a couple of times in this game.
I think we need to get some of those orange suits that we just had a look at.
I packed
fans
mine.
are wearing. Did you? I'll be looking forward to it on Sunday, let's say.
I did get some batteries for it.
Myers puts it in behind his own net. Blankenberg is into the final minute 45 now of this one. So Team USA, that started last year's World Championship with a loss, will get this one going with a victory. It was a 2-1 defeat to Finland. Then they rattled off 7 in a row that took them all the way into the semifinals before they lost to Canada, and then did beat Germany in the bronze game. Floater from the left side goes wide. So Slovakia with an empty netter up on France 4-2. That's the way that one should end. There's a shot that went wide. Great chance in tight again from Yeliseyevs. Nate Schmidt protects the puck against the checking of Zirkals. Sends it ahead. Carson Kuhlman gets tied up on the far side. Referees encouraging them to play that puck. Finally, it does pop loose. Austin Watson will play it to the front of the Latvian net. This gets grabbed off and cleared away by Martin Zirkals. Gets to the line, no further. Right back in now for Gaudette. Adam Gaudette sends it down low, back to the blue line. It comes for Jones. Jones lets the shot go. That's off the stick of Abels and over top the net. Balser's up for Abels. Rodrigo Abels puts the brakes on. The puck got away from him. And Megna will send it up at center. And Vinny Lettieri will deflect it in. Arturs Kulda on for Balsers with Abels. And Balsers couldn't hold up in time for fear of pulling a groin. And this one will come to an end as USA wins it 4-1.
The final score of the game is Team USA 4 and Team Latvia
Well, this
1.
USA effort was strong in the first period with a 5-on-5 goal, a power play goal, a shorthanded goal that set the Latvians back. And it seemed like the States just kind of managed this game from goaltender Strauss-Mann all the way out. And US starts off with the right foot.
So 4-1 your final. And Team USA goes to 1-0. And Latvia starts off with a loss as we look at Dave Quinn and his coaching staff as they continue a discussion with the officials.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to
We'll do the players of the game for these two teams. USA will enjoy tomorrow off. They are back at it on Sunday against Austria. And right back at it tomorrow is Latvia as they will take on Finland. Finland will also start with back-to-back games as Finland and Norway in the second game tonight.
will be presented by Christine Naseniese, Ambassador of Latvia.
Slow start for Latvia, got down 3-0.
Player of Team Latvia, number 25, Andris Zerins.
So Andris Zerins, we mentioned this during the course of the game, probably had the best offensive chances for Latvia in this game and is recognized as the player of the game for Latvia.
Team USA will be presented by Emma Terho, IOC Chair of the Athletes Commission. The best player of Team USA, number 4, Seth Jones.
Probably not a surprise.
No.
And may not be the first time in this tournament that he is selected as the top player for Team USA.
He's going to be an all-situation player for the United States and their go-to leader throughout this tournament.
So 4-1 is your final as Team USA got off to the good start, 3-0 after one. And then each team with a goal after that. And Seth Jones, the captain of Team USA, off to a good start here at the 2022 World Hockey Championship.
Arvoisa yleisö, jos pystyt, pyydän nousemaan ylös kuulemaan voittajajoukkue USA:n kansallislaulun. The 2022 IIHF Ice Hockey World Champion Tournament will continue today here in Nokia Arena at 8:20 p.m. with the game Team Finland against Team Norway. Welcome! Vuoden 2022 IIHF:n jääkiekko-MM-kisat jatkuvat tänään täällä Nokia Areenalla. Ottelulla Suomi-Norja kello 20:20. Tervetuloa! Ladies and gentlemen, the arena will empty between the games. See you soon. Arvoisa yleisö, areena tyhjennetään otteluiden välissä. Nähdään pian.
Simply clever.
Now, we're going to look at some situations where a simple question can make a big difference. Because not everything is obvious. In fact, lots of things are often quite unclear. With us, you always get a personal answer, regardless of whether it's about how to set up your chair or an interior design project at work. Ask us at AJ Products.
No niin, hyvä yleisö, sitten pääsemmekin varsinaiseen asiaan. Eli kuinka tuuletat voitokkaasti M-kotikisoissa 2022. Grannon M-ilmoitus on lopettaa sen sinulle tässä ja nyt Grannovilla jäähän. Edestakainen liike mailolla ja kelaus. Ja seuraavana vuorossa tapahtuma näkyvyys tuuletus eli showtime. Alkuun parikyyti ja yläpyy.